What's going on, jumpers? In this jump rope tutorial, we are going to cover the EB cross, which is where we jump the rope with one hand in front of our waist and one hand behind our back. I have covered this skill before on the channel, but we're doing it again and with updated information. I'm going to give you the main tips, things to avoid, and an actual progression to help you learn this skill. So if you're the kind of jumper that wants to continually level up and expand your skills over time, this is the tutorial for you. Let's get into it. Before doing the EB, you should be able to do a basic side swing and a basic cross. The EB cross seems very tricky at first, but it's actually a lot more doable than you might think. Before we get into the details, just a heads up to go visit Nateflix over on my website. There's over 500 freestyle combos for you to try with all sorts of skills, including the EB cross, and it's completely free. All right, back to the EB. There are technically 4 different variations of the EB since it is actually a combo of several skills put together. In each of these variations, the main EB cross does stay the same, but it's the skills around it that change. The first 2 variations are regular EBs. So we have a swing into an EB and then an open. We also have a swing into an EB, into an EB swing, and then an open. These are very similar and they both begin with a swing. They're also what most people call an EB. Even though they're super similar, it is important that you know the difference and can choose which option to do because they have different applications depending on the combo that you're doing. Now the next 2 are called dive EBs. In these, you actually do a single under first and move one hand behind your back just as the single under is passing by your feet, and then you move the front hand over into the EB position after that. Just like the other 2 variations, we can actually exit the EB with either an EB swing or directly to an open. For all of these, you want to make sure that your arms are level and parallel with the ground. Make sure you're still using that back arm. It's really easy to forget about it and let your arm freeze. So be sure to keep moving your back arm. Keep the rope vertical, going directly up and down. Whether you swing into the EB or exit into the EB swing at the end, you want the rope hitting the ground by your feet. The last main point is very critical. As you're learning the EB, keep your feet together. Don't do any footwork, don't do any running in place, just jump with both feet together. Following this guideline while you're learning is going to help you create the best habits from the very beginning. Now that we've talked about what you should do, let's talk about what you should not do. You want to avoid only using your front arm to make the rope move. This is probably the most common mistake with the EB, and it's going to happen to pretty much everyone at first. You want to avoid moving diagonally and cutting the rope sideways across your body. No matter what version of the EB you're doing, this is almost certainly going to smack you right in the ankles. You want to avoid moving your arms dramatically up and down, and don't let your back arm freeze. This can happen on any EB, but it happens the most on the dive EB variations. Avoid doing a speed step or running in place jump while you're first learning, and don't practice the dive EB first. Start with the swing into the EB. And lastly, don't turn out of the EB or rotate your body at the end when you're first learning. You're going to help yourself so much more if you just focus on the core movement first before adding any other movements. Let's talk about how to actually practice the EB. We're going to start by doing the swinging variations where we swing into the EB. Then we'll practice the dive variations after that. So we're going to start with a standing swing into an EB toe catch. Make sure you catch the rope under your toes. Then do a standing swing into an EB jump and then an EB toe catch. Take this very slowly and pay attention to how your hands are moving the rope. Then do a standing swing, EB jump, and an open toe catch. Your hands will move back to open as soon as you jump the rope. And after that, you'll do a standing swing into an EB jump, an EB swing, and an open toe catch. Doing this is going to feel like you're holding your arms in place for a second EB. You won't actually jump a second EB, but it will feel like you're about to do that as you go into the EB swing. And from there, you're going to try a jumping swing, jumping EB, a single under, and a toe catch. It's tricky to jump during each piece of this, especially the side swing, but don't overlook this step because it's very important. And once you have that, try a jumping swing, jumping EB swing, single under, and a toe catch. Now that we've covered the first 2 variations of the EB, let's talk about how to do the diving variations. We're going to begin with a single under or a dive, moving our backhand into the EB position, then we're going to do an EB toe catch. Focus on getting the rope to go underneath both of your feet in the EB toe catch. Once you've got that, try a single under, then an EB cross, an open single under, and a toe catch. Remember that this skill is not going to come quickly at first. It's going to be very challenging to learn the proper control, so be patient. Once you can do that variation, try doing a single under, then an EB cross, then an EB swing, an open, and a toe catch. If this tutorial helped you with the EB cross, send it off to a friend that you think might also enjoy it. If you want more tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there are a lot more coming in the future. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below or hit me up over on Instagram at Nate_KG.